Good. Only time I wear a headband, friend. I'm not trying to be Rambo. Oh, you're awake. Okay. Friends, if you've been on the channel or here for any amount of time, or not, you may have seen this machine. In the midst of a wild man running a business and feeding a family, I purchased this log splitter. And the reason I did is because I actually I did a test. I had this machine and a hydraulic machine side by side. And I had done everything by hand up until that point, but now I had men. I hired men. I was fallen. There's pictures of this thing, this yard. This is a big yard full of firewood and, 105 cords. We sold them in 3 weeks in September, and all they did was basically catch us back up out of debt. So I have a saying, it's called tree money don't stick. It's just a beautiful way to live your life free. So that's been my experience thus far. I've never made huge amounts of money doing tree work or firewood. It's a way to make a living and just go. But I ain't that smart with money neither, so you can do it. Regardless, back to this machine. That's the ADH LMNOP kicking in again. This is the Grippo machine. I run it from time to time. It is fast. This is a fact. A gentleman and I, we had a cord of wood in the round, sitting in the round, basically like that, but on the ground. So friends, make no mistake in the comment section, this truck was designed to pack a cord of wood. You can do the measurements. A cord of wood is 4 by 4 by 8, whether you stack it 4 feet high by 24 feet long. It's a cord of wood. It's cubic feet. This is 128 cubic feet. I think it's 130 actually. And it's 6.5 times 4 and whatever times 5 the length. It's a cord of wood. But I've heaped it. So it's mainly in the round. So we had this sitting there in a pile of wood. 2 men. I think it was 23 minutes in the truck. Not split on the ground. Big difference to split wood and throw it on the ground, or it hits a conveyor and goes somewhere. We had it designed where it was on the ground and we were throwing it off the splitter into a truck loaded. And it was, I think, about 23 minutes, a cord of wood. So bucked, it should be about a half an hour. If you got good going, a cord of wood takes about a half an hour to buck in good sharp conditions and good stuff. A tank of fuel and a good saw, depends on what you're doing. Tank and a bit, you got a cord of wood. So there's a half an hour there. There's another. We had it down, friends. We had it down. It was pretty fun back in the day. But this is a high production machine. I have not had this machine fired in quite a while. It was bone dry. This is a Honda. The fuel is okay. I had it turned off, which is good because I traveled with it. So now I just turned the fuel line on. Does that say on, Lukey?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so fuel's on. We're gonna choke the sucker and we're gonna pull. It's turned on. It has been a long time since I fired this unit. Now you don't want to crack your elbow in the back of something, so let's see what happens here. Choked. Give it a little bit of fuel. Honda! It's been months and months. Look at the rust on it. So this is how this goes. Imagine with 2 men, friends. I'll get Lukey here in a second with me, but I'm just gonna work this wood from the truck into the shed and I'm gonna stack it later. See how fast that goes? So when you got two men, it's crazy. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get Luke working with me here. We're gonna set the cameras up and I'm gonna show you a system. Luke's never worked this with me before, so I'm gonna show him. He's gonna stay on the outskirts, and what Luke's gonna do is he's gonna be like this. He's gonna take the wood. He won't be in here. This is my zone. He'll be this guy, right? He'll be the guy actually taking the wood and flicking it into the shed. Watch this system. It's fast. We'll get set up. We'll get you back in a minute.
Hi everybody, it's Luke here, and as most of you know, I've been helping out Buckin with filming and editing his videos, and we've been trying out these mics and really wanted them to work out good. We got a few comments that the audio was a little quiet in the last video, so I've turned up all the clips on this video here. I hope that's a bit better for you. We took them out again yesterday, and Buckin was running saw, and the audio it didn't come out as great as we were hoping, but I hope this video is a bit better for you guys.
Beat me with wood going to the machine.
Okay.
Because there's no sense in me starting it because it'll back up on me.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. That's a load of wood, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Firewood keeps a man going in
Yep.
many ways. Oh friends, this will be exciting. A cord of wood. And you get yourself the wood as close as you can to the machine. You get a little spot to stand. And you go. Should probably put a headband on. I'm gonna be getting sweat in the eyes. Guys gotta think ahead. So you can feed right off of that now, Luke.
Off of what?
This.
Oh.
Grab that right off of there.
Okay.
And I'll get the last. When it comes to the last piece, I just go like this and I go like that.
Okay.
So you feed off of me.
Okay.
And you keep your hands out of here and you just kind of grab it as it
Gotcha.
comes. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. That's it. See how fast that is?
Yep.
I got it.
Okay.
So you can grab this whole half and put it right there.
Okay.
And then pass it
Yep.
to me now
You
after
bet.
this one. Go for it. See that system?
Yeah.
You can take both of these, slap them
Okay.
together
Okay.
off the end. Good.
I got the.
Again. Good. Good. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Go. Okay, hand me that one next.
Yeah.
Go right up there. Yep. Good.
One more out of this
You
one.
go ahead. You hold it in there like this
Okay.
and wait for it. Good.
Yep.
Good. Good. Yep. So a faster way is me to take those and you bring
Yeah.
on the last one.
Okay.
Let's do that again.
Okay.
Get our system down. Okay, you go for that one now. Good. Very good. Good.
All mine.
Yeah. Go. Okay.
Yours.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Yours.
Good. up there. Good. Okay, bring some of this closer to my feet.
Okay. Oh,
Good. Okay, let's keep it close to the back now because we're going to screw ourselves on the stack.
okay.
That's good?
Keep it away from the back?
Yeah, keep it all right here now.
Okay.
Nope.
Right. Oh.
Those knots can get you
Oh yeah.
in the chin. Grab that WD-40 for me, Luke.
Okay.
Good. Sorry,
All good?
I got it.
Okay.
Let's do this. Oh. Okay, I'll grab these.
Okay.
Good. Yep. Yep. Nope. Okay, bring me in some more wood, Luke. I'll get
Okay.
this. Yeah, beautiful. That's a lot of firewood, brother.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Loki, let's clear your path there.
Okay.
Take a run for us, Luke.
Okay.
glorious. That one there.
Okay. Hit me.
Go. Go shut that thing down. Go get a stopwatch.
Go shut it down. I would say, yeah, close to 23 from when I started. You were going for probably a minute before. 24 maybe.
Well, this is fantastic because this was the perfect wood for this machine.
Mm-hmm.
You and I could have split this, and it would have took a lot longer, and it would have been a different experience.
Yeah.
But in production and at the time of year, that wood's seasoned, but it's still packing moisture. It needed to be opened up and get aired to. I have now got so many sources to pull at when firewood season hits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not suffering now. That was a quick cord. That's actually over, Luke.
Seems like it.
It's over a cord. It is. I know this truck. And actually, while we got this thing rolling, I'm going to get a tape measure. Keep it rolling, Lukey, because this is a good video for folks. Friends, just so you know. And we were jagged right to the back. That is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say 6.5. Fair. 6.5. Inside to inside it's 5 feet. Look at Luke. Look at. It's 5, and we're taking off an inch for each board. It's 5 feet exactly to the inside. So 6.5 times 5. Times 4. There it is. It's right up. See it? 4.
Yeah.
The bark's in the way. It's 4 feet. I know this. I built this thing. And remember, we were mounded. We were actually mounded on top. So my point being is, where's your phone, Luke, and your calculator?
Right here.
So hit the calc. You got it?
Yep.
6.5
Yep.
times 5
Yep.
times 4. 130?
130.
There you go. It's 130 cubic feet. A cord of wood is 128 cubic feet. So just for the viewers, this is a cord of wood, friends. Okay? It's actually over because I heaped it. So there it sits. in 20, well, let's think about this now. That video ran for, and you're looking at me with his headband, he's got water pouring down in his eyes right now. He's wiping his eyes. It's the only time I wear a headband, friend. I'm not trying to be Rambo. Is I work that whole shift right there completely drenched and nothing in my eyes. So that's why I do the headband thing. I know it's goofy looking, but it works like a hot damn. That machine revolutionized my firewood business years ago, Luke. I've been through 2 of them, maybe 3, because I didn't know how to work it. They're very intricate machine. You have to have the right wood for them. This is straight grain fir. Now we can move along. Luke, how many other things we got to do today?
Oh my goodness.
We got to go meet Rita. We got to buy that tree. We got to plant that tree. We got so many things to do. Friends, it's the beginning of summer. This machine I pull out now and again to show the wonder of it. Now, if I was by myself, so I want folks to think about something here. You split a cord of wood. Well, where is it? Up the logging road. It's on the ground. It doesn't fly off your axe into the truck. So you split the cord of wood, and then you load it into the truck by hand. Bluegrass is looking at me going, yeah, I get you, Buckin. Okay, so or anybody else that does firewood. We don't have the conveyors. We don't have all that. It's just, you have a dump truck sitting there or a trailer off the end of this thing. You're putting a cord of wood from the round with 2 efficient men that work really good together. Well done, Luke. You picked that up quick. Just give it 25 minutes. But really, it was less than that.
Yeah.
If we were highballing, but remember, things change. You got to go up, maybe soften the pile or do something, or run around, do something. Grease the machine. That's crazy time.
But that was pretty quick.
It was very nice. So that camera said 23 minutes when we were done.
Yeah.
We didn't stop, Luke.
No.
That was fairly steady work. So that's why I like this machine. So let's think about that. I bucked it. Took me a half an hour to buck a cord of wood, friends. It just does in good going. It's a half an hour. It's a tank of fuel. Half an hour. Half an hour to split it and load it. That's 1 hour. That is 1 hour. Bucked, split, and loaded into a truck. The next task, depending on how close you are, is 2 hours. And you got yourself 300 and something bucks in your pocket. When I started freaking selling firewood, it was $90 a cord. And I was doing it by myself, and I had to train my customers each year. I got some primo fir down here. I need an extra $5 for it. I just need it. Right? I've been there. Firewood now is a gold mine all over the world. It's gone up. The prices have gone up. It's a simple craft. It's a noble industry. You know, it can be done by hand. We know this. But this machine, when I started getting orders, Luke, and having men work for me,
I could see why you'd.
so we would do 6 a day. That's what we would do with 2 men. So 1 man would be me bucking, because you got to put the men efficient where they are. It wouldn't make sense to put a green guy. He's got to learn, and he will through osmosis through the year or through whatever you're training. But for production, I'm on the saw. Boom, 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 boom. Guys are on it. They're in the splitter. It's in the truck. Okay, boys, you got her loaded. I'm gone. I can buck quite a bit of wood and keep guys going. I leave, I come back, they got another truck loaded. It was fast, friends. I had it looping like this. 6 cords at $125 a cord. Think about this. That was weird. I think I was selling, last time I sold fire was about 150, 125 in business. 6 times that is, what's that? That's $800. Isn't it, Luke?
6 times 125. Yeah, 850.
Is that what it is? Somewhere's there. So I'm just saying, it's enough. When you have men, you need another cord. That extra cord, right, Luke, pays for that extra guy. So you can do life by yourself, or you can bring people in with you and make it a fun place to be and a fun place to work and lift people up. And the firewood business has a tight spot in my heart because it's where I started. It's where most guys start. So I would always fall back on this business when there was no falling or tree work and I was starting out getting my name. Firewood always pulled me out of the bite. Blow down in some guy's yard, I would relocate their firewood. As long as I was on a saw and had an axe in my hand, I was smiling. And if I made $100 and brought my wife home 100 or $200 and get up and go the next day. But we relocated, Luke. You and I relocated. We brought this home because we wanted to show folks what this little machine could do. Yeah. So Half an hour? Give yourself a half an hour to split the cord. You know, whatever. It's 25 minutes. 25 minutes, so you got an hour to bucket and split it. But here's my point. Once it's being split, it's either got to hit a conveyor and going into a unit, because if you're just splitting it and throwing it on the ground, now there's another move. Mm-hmm. There's another move with 450 to 500 pieces of wood that got to go, because that's what's lying right there. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, I know
this was a good system here from the truck to the splitter to the shed.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
It's not bad, because we, friends, to be honest with you, if you've done any firewood in your time, it takes a little while to load firewood from the ground into a truck. But to offload a cord of wood is 5 minutes. It's 5 to 8 minutes to offload by hand. So we took a minute, me and Luke, and threw all the firewood there like you saw. So, you know, you could get this down to a pretty good system. And at $350 a cord, say you did 6 cords. 6 times 3 that's $2,000. That's $2,000. So a guy can make a living on firewood these days. That was fun, Luke.
That was.
And that little machine, I love it. But here's another trick with these machines. You got to lube them up after you're done. Don't just let this machine sit now. You've got to get the blower out, blow out, give it some lube, get the wheels and the things moving, and shut it down like that. Clean it before you put it away, or you'll be asking for problems. Because these run on bearings. This thing runs on bearings, you see. This didn't give us any gears at all today. It moves slowly. It's got bearings here. They're all rolling. But right now I'll get my compressor. I'll blow these bearings out. I'll hit it with a little juice and clean it up. This bearing, see that rolls on that bearing?
Yeah.
So it rolls like this. So I'll clean the machine. I'll put it back. Because this thing fired up first pull and went to work, Luke.
Yeah, it did.
It hasn't fired in, I don't remember the last time I had this machine fired up, because I've been swinging an axe. But I love it. You've heard me ramble enough. I love you people. The world today is your oyster. It's easy to be a man these days, friends. It is so easy to be a man. If you're a young guy out there trying to find your way, social media is great. Take what you like and leave the rest. I find there's a lot to leave these days and less to take, and stick into your bowl of soup and mix it into your craft. You know, I got a few things to say in this genre, but I try to keep to a positive note. I do, friends. I see a lot, and I'm part of it. I am part of it. So I just know that you can make a living with your body, and lift people up in the process. Lift others up. Tell them to come to you as a contractor, so now they're their own man. Not, hey, you were late 5 minutes, we got to get going. It was, you know, you have an opportunity to lift people in your business. So I've always liked working with contractors. I only played the employee game a little bit back in the day, you know, the employees and the whole game. So when you're your own man, I used to tell laborers to come to me as a contract laborer. I don't care what it was doing. I used to say, guys, get a little business and come to me as a laborer. Instead of making this amount, you can make this amount and pay all your own tax. You guys know the drill. You've heard me ramble for years, but nothing's changed. Luke, nice job on the splitter.
Thank you. You too.
You picked her up pretty quick.
Yeah, we started rolling together pretty good.
It was just a couple little things you got to watch for that machine, because every time I run this, people say, Buckin, watch your fingers. Well, thank you. I will. I've been running it for a while. This is a really good machine, but you do need the right wood. You do need the right wood for this machine. It'll handle crazy stuff, but you got to know how to work wood. So that is one cord in the shed. So let's talk about this for a minute. Last spiel. I know it's long, but this allowed me to be a free man walking the planet. Now, we said 2 hours. Okay, how many hours are in a work day? 10. That would be for a business owner.
Day, yeah.
10 is pretty good. Like 8, yes, but 10. Give yourself 10. Give yourself 12. So divide that. Well, there you go. 12 hours is what I think what I just said. 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
2 hours
6
per
chords.
cord.
Yeah.
That's 6 chords. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work physically. If your system is better than that, you're not doing that by hand. By hand, I would go up the logging road by hand with my 2 beat up power saws and a couple of mauls. Mind you, I had to travel quite a ways for the wood. I would get 2 cords, loaded, stacked in my truck, coming home. And that was a day. And that was a day.
Yeah.
I was traveling, friends, quite a ways to get the wood. In town, by yourself, 2 cords is a good run.
Right.
3 cords would be nuts, depending on your system. I've done 3. I used to have this truck that was 3 cords. It was 3 cords.
Really?
Yep, and it was a big old green truck. I'll show up a picture right now. Poof. It was big green, and it was my first dump truck ever. It was a 1972 Ford F700 or F600, and I built the sides 12 feet by 8 feet by 4 feet, and that was 356 or something. It was built for 3 cords stacked though,
Right.
and it was a 2 cord throw-in. So that truck,
Wow.
2 cords thrown in loose.
That's not bad.
It was an incredible truck. But if I was going to Victoria with a load of wood, that's 2 hours driving, I would stack that thing. So a big day for me would be 3 cords. That's by myself. And we would do it. I would go up and I would just start loading, but I would have to stack it. I remember doing it. Oh my gosh, I'd throw that first piece of wood in that truck and it would be like, fling, cling, clang, 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 clang. It would go to the back of the truck and I'd be just like, I'm never looking in there again. I'm just gonna look away and just throw. And then all of a sudden it would start creeping up on me and I'd stack it and it would creep up and I'd be, and the last couple pieces out there and I'd go rumbling down the road with a pretty good payload. But that was by myself. That was a long story about firewood, wasn't it?
Yep. 13 minutes and counting.
Well, that's a long story, but if there's one thing I can talk about, friends, and talk to, it's the firewood business in many capacities. In by hand, by machine, conveyor. Looking back on it, I would never stack another piece of wood in a truck. Never. I do now for me personally, but business, I would never stack. I would throw loose. And I would design my trucks to pack 2 cords loose, and that would be I'd have a couple of those rolling around. And 1 tons 450s, 450s are good trucks. Those F450s and 550s, those can pack wood. Work hard, be honest, and freaking be kind, Luke? That's what we say here, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it's worked for me. See you on the next video, friends. Thank you so much for watching.